Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with an update. This past week was Hasbro PulseCon. Actually, the Wednesday of last week, the exclusives went up for order for Premium Pulse members. And then on Thursday, all of those exclusives were available to the general public. So I want to talk about that and talk about Marvel Legends specifically, giving my little recap, my predictions, my wants, things I liked, things I didn't like, and so on and so forth. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey, I'm fucking with them. Hype beast, we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
So like I said, that Wednesday, the Hellfire Club set went up. I got mine through my boy Danny's premium account, so shout out to my boy Danny. On Thursday, things were a little iffy at first, but it kind of smoothed out. And as of right now, the set is actually still up for pre-order. And then Friday, about 4.5 hours into the stream, the Marvel Legends section started, and they kicked things off with a sort of mean tweets kind of deal, reading comments and stuff from other people, which was actually pretty funny. And then this happened.
That Hasbro unpaid intern needs to work on his A.C.B.A. skills.
You gotta pose me. I don't have a booty.
So that was really cool. Shout out to my man Kev. He actually pointed that out to me. I wasn't even paying attention. I didn't even know the stream had started or that the Marvel Legends section had started. I forgot what I was doing on Friday. I think I was actually packing up cutout orders. So anybody who ordered the Patriot and or Serpent cutout packs, your shipment is coming very, very soon. But yeah, Kev shot me a screenshot of that. And then I started viewing at that particular point. And then they segued to a couple of the actors from the upcoming Black Widow movie, which got pushed back to 2021, if I'm not mistaken. I think all the Marvel movies have been pushed back, and let them play with themselves for a moment. Got them to look at their little Marvel Legends figures, and then we got to see who was going to be on the panel from the Marvel Legends crew. Shout out to the crew, Ryan, Laura, Dan, Jesse, and Dwight. And thanks for that quick little A.C.B.A. tidbit in the mean tweets section. But they then went into the, I guess, the 1/1 scale Stormbreaker. Some of these things have actually done really well at retail, the helmets and shields and different things. So this actually looks pretty cool. Nothing I would buy, but it is dope. Marvel Legends refuses to let up. This has been a big year already. So many new releases, so many really good releases, and then they got to showing us what they're going to be dropping for the remainder of this year and through 2021. But 2020 so far has been pretty crazy. You know, we got the Fantastic Four wave, we got the Demo Goblin Build-A-Figure wave, the Black Widow movie figures, as well as the comic-based Black Widow figures, the Gamerverse Abomination Build-A-Figure wave. That Abomination Build-A-Figure was probably one of Hasbro's best. We got the AOA wave along with the Deluxe Apocalypse figure, the Stan Lee figure, which I'm sure is near and dear to a lot of collectors' hearts. We got the movie X-Men figures. We got the SpiderMan retro carded wave. We got the movie Deadpool figures. And dropping very shortly, some reviewers have already gotten these, is the Venom Pool Build-A-Figure wave, which features the Sony Venom. And not to mention the Sentinel Backer project was fully funded in the past couple of months, which saw a bunch of us Army build Sentinels at $349 a pop. They talked fans' choice. They talked about the Foosh doing top 10 wanted Marvel Legends for the past 3 years or so. Speaking of which, my top 10 figures that I wanted to be released in 2020, almost all of my figures on my list have come out except for maybe a few. I'm still looking for Hasbro to do Blue Marvel, Future Foundation Spider-Man, Dragon Man, and Banshee. But yeah, they used the Fuchsia's list to segue into the fans' choice winner, which was Silk from their most recent poll. And they said how this figure would actually be the fastest to go into production and release, or to be released. I think it's already been in production, so we should see this figure very soon. And I'm cool with another Silk being made. I know a lot of people missed out on the first release, but I was checking out the art on the back of the box, maybe some hints of things to come. A lot of figures that have already been released on there, but quite a few little gems in there that may be figures that we'll see in 2021. They talked about the Hellfire Club box set, which went up for pre-order, like I said, that Wednesday and was still up for pre-order on Friday. And then they also talked about the Hellfire Club Goon, which went up for pre-order at 5 o'clock that afternoon, as did Silk, by the way. And you guys know I love army building. Army building is a huge part of A.C.B.A. toy photography, but I am a little disappointed at them using this particular buck for the Hellfire Club Guard or Goon. I really wish they would have done something new. At the very least, just use one of the bucks that they have that is more articulated, something with butterfly joints, and just a greater range of motion for them to hold the long gun with two hands, you know? And this is where things get interesting. They moved on to brand new reveals. They made it a point to note that they were excited to announce these things for the first time and that these images had not been leaked beforehand, like we saw with the Venom Pool Build-A-Figure wave a month or so back. They revealed a Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure wave, 6 figures in a wave. It's a comic-based / Gamerverse Avengers video game wave. You get the two Gamerverse characters in Captain America and Iron Man, both new looks for those characters, as we have already previously had a Captain America and an Iron Man from the video game. And then we get 4 comic-based characters, and these characters represent the answers to some questions that were posed about a month or so ago. The first of which was a character that was in the Toy Biz line, but that Hasbro has yet to do, and that was a classic Falcon, or what they're deeming a classic Falcon. Technically, this is not classic, it's more of a modern look. In fact, Dwight said that the wings were more modern, so is the outfit. I mean, it's kind of mid-level. He did change it up a bit during like Civil War and then through the Ed Brubaker run, I believe, but you know, it's good. I'll take it for sure. I know a lot of us have been fiending for a Falcon. He looks good. He's going to be packed in with the arm to complete the Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure. Only thing I wish is if they would have put an unmasked Sam Wilson head in there, that would have been really, really cool. We'll see what happens with these wings. I know the wings for Vulture was kind of a pain in the butt, so maybe these will be detachable. I don't know. I can't really tell just yet. Next up was a character that was done pre-2014 in the Hasbro Marvel Legends line, but that Hasbro has not tackled as of late. And finally, we're going to get an updated Kang. This is a brand new body. The older one that they did back pre-2014 was very small. Hopefully this one scales better. He's going to be packed in with the other arm to complete the Joe Fixit Hulk. And I like the way this guy looks. I like the extra hands. They could keep that Rocket Raccoon gun, or what looks to be the Rocket Raccoon gun, but I do like the way he looks. Kang is going to be playing a major part in the next phase of the cinematic Marvel universe, so there's a lot of rumors of him being the Young Avengers villain or one of the overarching mini villains. We don't know what's going to happen. We do know that Jonathan Majors has been casted in the role of the MCU Kang, so this is developing. I do like that they've finally given us a Kang in an Avengers wave. Next up was a character that was done in a 3/4 inch line but was never done in the Marvel Legends line, and that is going to be Eric Masterson Thunderstrike. So I like this. I'm all for characters that have never been done. In fact, when they did do him in the 3/4 inch line, he came out in a wave of characters that have since all been produced in 6-inch scale, except that Shauna that you see there. My only gripe with this figure is that he doesn't have a neutral head sculpt. You know, I'm all about that. I always say the heads and hands make the figures when it comes to doing A.C.B.A. He needed something relaxed. You can't have him screaming in every picture that you put up or every display that you do. He's going to be packed in with the head to complete the Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure, and this will actually help you get closer to rounding out some sort of like B-list Avengers teams, Force Works, stuff like that. So this is going to be interesting. Obviously, I'll delve deeper into each of these characters when I review them. And finally, the final regular figure in this wave, a character that has never been made in the Marvel Legends line or never been made in figure form period, was Jocasta. She's going to be packed in with the upper torso to complete the Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure. And again, I'm all for characters that have never been made. I hate that they gave her those like magical hands. They look really dumb. But overall, I think the figure looks pretty good. I was on the Infinity Equation podcast, and I think it was Dante who mentioned that a lot of people may repurpose this body and use that Lalandra head that we have buried somewhere in a bin. So that'll be cool. But this character was originally created by Ultron as a bride for himself, but later repurposed, and she's been used for good. And at one point, I believe this was after the events of the Skrull invasion, if I'm not mistaken. There was some real weirdo behavior going on with with Hank Pym, and it seemed like he was about to be in a relationship with Jocasta. I guess he was really missing the Wasp and torn up about the fact that she was seemingly dead and so on and so forth. Definitely one that we need to add to the Avengers ranks, and I'm all for this. Oh, and it should be noted that this looks to be the Moonstone buck that they used here, so a more voluptuous body for the robot woman, but not for the actual real women. So 6 figures in this wave. You're going to need all 6 figures to complete the Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure. Here are my predictions that'll coincide with the single figures in this release. So we're going to be getting Thunderstrike. I believe at some point they will redo Lord Thor, the one that we got from the Blob Build-A-Figure wave. Jocasta's coming. I'm pretty sure that we're going to get an updated, official, tall, very well done Ultron at some point. As far as Falcon goes, I think we'll get another Falcon, and the vintage carded wave, we'll get like a vintage Avengers wave, and we'll get a Red Wing. As far as Kang goes, I think we're going to get some updated Young Avengers. We did get Kate Bishop. I think at some point we're going to get a Stature Build-A-Figure, and then they're going to continue to release the characters from the Avengers video game. No question about that. So, talking about Joe Fixit. So Joe Fixit is a design from the actual Avengers video game. This is not the comic-based version. He is based on some existing parts from the Kingpin Build-A-Figure with a new torso and a new head. Now, I will be getting this Build-A-Figure because I collect all the Build-A-Figures, but no question about it, they're going to repurpose the same figure for a comic-based Joe Fixit, so just sit tight. If you're not into the video game designs, I wouldn't worry about it. We are absolutely going to get a comic-based version, and we're going to be able to complete a new Fantastic Four that was the old Fantastic Four from back in the day at some point. And breaking news, your wallet will not get a rest. Shout out to my man Ruckus on Instagram, who actually found the Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure wave at retail already. So it is showing up. I don't know if this was an error, if it's supposed to be out or not, but get out there, get to your targets and check and see if you can find it. I'm going to check mine today. And then the presentation took a brief little dip into waters that I don't think you guys want to get into. It was like a 3/4 inch vintage Marvel line that's not really articulated or anywhere close to the old 3/4 inch Marvel Universe line. So I'm good on that. And then they discussed the 616 films, the Marvel 616 sort of like docu-series that's going to come out on Disney Plus, which I don't know if you guys remember, but at some point right before this past Toy Fair, the producers had contacted me and wanted to come and like film me doing my process and doing setups and stuff like that. But time didn't really permit it, and they ended up actually showing up at Toy Fair and did record a couple of collectors and influencers and stuff like that. I doubt that I'd be in the series for more than like 10 or 20 seconds, but it is what it is. Maybe I will show up there, and it should be pretty cool. It's basically going to be in the same vein as like the toys that made us, but just more focused. And then they started to talk things to come for 2021, and the first Spider-Man themed wave of 2021 will feature some Into the Spider-Verse characters. I do believe that we already know some of the other characters like Peter B. Parker, and I think Prowler is going to be part of this wave too, but they only revealed Miles Morales and Gwen as regular figures in the wave, and then they finally revealed the Stiltman Build-A-Figure, which we knew was coming due to all of the teasers that they already put out and to some of the information that we got from Rectangular for sure. So just to be clear, Miles and Gwen were redone from that 2-pack that was shown a few moments ago. They updated them, made them more accurate to the actual movie, and they're going to be regular releases in the wave that will ultimately build the Stiltman Build-A-Figure. I'm not like super excited about these. They don't look that great to me. The Gwen looks pretty good. Miles looks a little janky, and he's not going to have the official sneakers on, so you know how a lot of people are going to feel about that. I would assume that the Hot Toys version of Miles is still the best figure out there. We're waiting for the Mafex. We'll see what happens. But they did also reveal another regular figure in this wave, and it's going to be the Hand Ninja. And I do really like the way they did this. The more Hand Ninjas you get, the more legs you get for Stiltman to make him as tall as you possibly want. But I don't like the design for the Hand Ninja. I can't lie, I'm not really happy with it overall. And then they revealed that there will be an all bad guys, all villains wave released in 2021, which I really like. And they revealed 2 of the figures that'll be in the wave, one of which will be the classic X-Men villain Arcade, who looks really good. They only showed digital prints though. There were no actual prototypes of figures, but they still look pretty damn good. I like the color scheme and I like the look of Arcade. And then they also showed a classic Dormammu. Now we've gotten a Build-A-Figure Dormammu. This guy is supposed to be more like 6 inch. Ryan mentioned that he could increase or decrease his size to whatever he desires, so that's fine. It's kind of in the vein of the old sort of 90s Toy Biz line and in theme with the thing that they're doing with all of the old Marvel trading cards, so I'm cool with that. To me, it looks like they're showing you all the characters that will be in the wave. And if you remember, the old Toy Biz Onslaught Build-A-Figure wave was categorized as Bring On the Bad Guys. So it was an all villains wave similar to what we're about to get here. And it looks like we may actually get some of those same characters from the old Toy Biz wave and this newer Hasbro wave. My prediction is that we may get an updated Abomination on the buck that they used for the Gamerverse Abomination with a comic-based head. We could get a Mephisto Build-A-Figure or a Blackheart Build-A-Figure, or maybe Blackheart will be a regular figure in the wave, or maybe even a Frost Giant Build-A-Figure, as we saw Loki in that image, and we got a couple of Lokis already. Maybe they'll update Loki, I don't know, but I'm leaning towards Mephisto or Frost Giant for the Build-A-Figure for that wave. And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they squeeze a Beyonder in that all villains wave. You can see a picture here of Beyonder from the Dark Avengers comic run, as he was one of the villains toward the end of that arc, and you can see some of the other villains that I mentioned in this image as well. And then they went on to make another big announcement to say that in 2021 that will be the 30th anniversary of the Infinity Gauntlet comic story, and if you've never read that, then I don't know where you've been for the past 30 years, or maybe you just was born like 15 years ago or something, but still, you should have read that story, as a lot of the MCU was based on that particular story arc. And we are going to be getting a brand new classic Thanos. He will be in scale with the Thanos figures that we had in the past. However, this is a brand new buck, brand new body. If you remember when I did the review of the AOA Thanos and I took off all his armor and stuff and showed that body, quite a few people mentioned that that would be a good base for a classic Thanos, but it looks like they went in a totally different direction, and this looks pretty good. Hopefully we will have some additional heads and hands, but I'm excited to see this. Then they also talked about doing a new Silver Surfer from the Thanos Wins storyline. I'm okay with this. This is basically like Silver Surfer from the future, evil version if I'm not mistaken. And then finally, one of my most anticipated waves for 2021, you know, they announced some time back that they would be doing an entire wave dedicated to the House and Powers of X storyline. If you haven't read that yet, then please do. And this wave is going to drop right alongside the release of the Sentinel figure that you paid $349 a pop for, and this is going to be very exciting. So they're kicking it off. They showed 3 figures from this wave. Moira McTaggart, who is very essential to the story. Again, if you haven't read this, please do. She's going to come with some parts so you can make another version of her. Then we're going to get Professor X and his new look from this story, and he is obviously very integral to the story. And then we're going to get Magneto in his white outfit, which will not only work for this particular story arc, but you can match him up with some of the older X-Men characters that we have from Hasbro. In fact, I think I could could use him for this particular scene that I shot some time ago with this team, and so I'm excited about that. I really want to see what the Build-A-Figure is going to be for this particular wave and the rest of the figures in the wave. I know we're going to get a Wolverine in this wave, no question about it. And it should be noted that they mentioned the Build-A-Figure that's going to be part of the House and Powers of X wave will kind of coincide or be able to be paired with your HasLab Sentinel. So that should give you a hint if you read the story. I'm not going to spoil anything right now, but I'm thinking it could be one character. That's kind of small though, so I don't know. We'll see. They also revealed that we would be getting a retro carded updated Gambit with a new head sculpt, new hands, new deco, as well as an updated Rogue with a new head sculpt, new hands, new deco. In fact, those yellow gloved hands that they teased a while back will be attached to this Rogue, or will be an accessory with this Rogue. And let me wrap this up as I near the 20-minute mark. Dan was able to give us one last teaser, and they revealed that we will be getting a Firestar figure, as Firestar, Iceman, and Spider-Man, the Amazing Friends, are nearing their 40th anniversary, I think he mentioned, in 2021. And this was actually one of the top wants for the 2019 Foosh poll. So this is exciting. This looks pretty good. Hopefully it'll be another head. And it won't just be the windswept hair, but we'll see how that goes. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Let me know what your predictions are. Let me know what you want. Let me know what you saw that I may have missed, Easter eggs and so on and so forth. Let's talk about it in the comments below. Thanks for hanging out. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell down there. And until next time, peace.
That's crispy.